I love the rich and poor argument. It makes me laugh. I've been rich, been poor, and I've been in between. I grew up poor in a small town where once my parents got divorced, we then struggled. I became rich by building my business, or I should say wealthy. I won't say rich, but wealthy. By building a business that was very successful. Then I got humbled by that same business. I've been successful as a coach. I failed as a coach. We all have choices. We all have different paths. We all have different talents and capabilities. We all choose what to do with our lives. So no one gets upset. I get that there are people that have mental instabilities and are truly destitute, and we should be helping those people in any way we can. We should help those people in any way we can, and there should be programs for people like that, which there are, and there will always be nonprofits that will help as well, and that's the private sector helping out. As we've all learned through sports, there are individual sports and team sports, and wherever your talents lie, you should choose what's best for you. And then when in that sport, do what is expected. We learned that in sports if you're an athlete. If you're on a team, you should do the very best you can for your team. If it's just for you, if it's just your individual sport, you do your best. Jealousy and condemnation for others that achieve more or get more glory is just admitting you have no confidence in your own ability to achieve. Instead, work harder, try to be better, learn more, sell harder, become great at what you do. Yes, there are some people that will be better than you. Be glad. Make friends with them instead of condemning them so you can then learn. Is there evil in the world? Yes, there's evil in the world. But the opposite of evil is good. Is someone going to be richer than you? Yes. Instead of being jealous, figure out if you want to be as rich as them and then invent something instead of just complaining. Instead of complaining that the government stinks or doesn't do what you want it to do something about it. The government argument is a classic one. Less government and more individual freedom is always better. But you want the basics of government to be able to prevent anarchy, police, fire, good local government, in order to preserve individual freedom. Because individual freedom is always better. Always better. If you don't like what's going on in your government, find good people to elect. Instead of complaining, run for office. If you aren't willing to do what you have to do, stop infringing on others' ability to achieve just because you don't want to achieve yourself. Don't want to take on the risk. You must take on risk in order to succeed. Big corporations may be frustrating to you, but if you go and learn what they do and what made them successful, then maybe you can replicate the same thing yourself. Maybe go work for them and learn their processes, their techniques, their styles. We do the same thing in coaching, in sports. We learn from someone that might be better than us, that might know more than us. Think differently and you'll get more from life. We all die, that's a guarantee. So stop worrying about infringing on others and do your best. Can you imagine a world where people did their best they could every single day, their very best, instead of worrying about what someone else does? Imagine. There will always be winners and losers, rich and poor, successful and unsuccessful. But if you do your best, at least you won't let yourself down and those around you. Stop fooling yourself and thinking getting things for free is the answer or some government is going to help you. They aren't. They never have, and they never will. We have the best system ever invented because the people have chosen that system. They control whether it succeeds or fails. A study was done of around 100 people who came from many different financial backgrounds, some very successful, some not so successful, and they put them in a room and they gave them a year and gave them time to equivalate and gave them this even amount of money and gave them the same amount of money And what behold happened within a short time period? The people who were the wealthiest coming in figured out a way to attain all that wealth again. What does that tell you? It tells you that people have different talents, different abilities, and some people are successful with money and others are not. That's a skill that can be learned. Learn from those people. I think that's a skill, and we need to protect the ability and the people that don't have the ability to create or make money. But we can't do it with handing things out. Technology is becoming more and more prevalent, more popular, more used, and will begin to become a dominant key attribute of our world over the next 10 years. So it's important, as people with those skill sets gain power, success, and money, that we have people of multivariant knowledge bases and ideologies in those same fields, so we could have parity in their competing views. Success is not guaranteed to anyone, and the people who go and try to attain success and the ones that gain it are the ones that risk the most to make it happen. Those who understand what it takes to succeed and figure it out will have a chance to be very successful. Those who don't, those who complain, will not. Now, when it comes to human rights and treatment of people, it's not optional. No matter what someone's skin color, gender, ethnic race, religion, ability, disability, age, or many other factors, they should be treated fairly. And we should never, ever put people in a position where they're not treated fairly because of those factors. We should instead single out individuals who cause issues, not because they're from one particular group. And if a particular group is causing the issue, then we should condemn it and stand up against it. Attacking someone for their race or religion or ethnicity is wrong and should not be tolerated, and that goes for all races, ethnicities, genders, and such. Not just because something is politically correct, but because it is right or wrong. Do what's right, live your life right, treat people fairly, but understand that life is not fair, but what you make of it. Live and let live. Try to win the race by actually trying to win, by trying to do your best at all times. And that's what you owe, is to do your best. Not by pretending you are, but by actually doing.